honestly, if you find just a content creator that you enjoy, a lot of streamers would actually encourage you to make friends with the other viewers in their chat. It went from a viewer to a mod to now a friend to play games with. It's one of the most amazing things about streaming is the friendships you can make while doing it.
Hey, what's up? I'm Frostyfrog, and you are listening to VTuber Spotlight. More people than ever are watching or becoming VTubers, so on this show, I will be interviewing promising VTubers to get to know them a little better and to find out more about their story and what it's like to be a VTuber. I hope you enjoy the series enough to subscribe, and with all that being said, let's get on with the interview. Hello, and welcome to another thrilling episode of the VTuber Spotlight. I have another wonderful guest here with me today. Would you be willing to tell us a bit about yourself and who you are?
Hello, everyone. I am Chavez VT. I go under Chavez VT. I'm fine with just being called Jay. I'm just one of your run-of-the-mill variety Twitch streamers. I'm not a big streamer. But I stream for fun. So that's always a good thing.
What else can you ask for, right?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I don't have to worry about money or anything, so it allows me to be able to stream for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So you mentioned that you do variety and that you're streaming for fun. So what kind of things do you do?
Well, let's see. I've been streaming a lot of Lethal Company with some friends, High Ninja, Prism, Pepsi Man. Then I also stream. We kind of decided to stop playing Overwatch 2 for a while. It's been kind of bad on that one. But I've been playing other games as well with some other friends as well. Playing Dead by Daylight, Fortnite. I also just finished playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That was actually really fun to play. I enjoy the Final Fantasy games. I've played like the MMO games, the Final Fantasy 14 and stuff like that, and so that's always a fun thing to do. It's just something to kill time. But I'm trying to get out and playing other games as well. Like the Hades 2 came out, and I want to play that as well.
How will you fit that in with your busy schedule of Final Fantasy?
I get like one day out of the week that's not a collab right now. Then just try to play anything else. So, well, for stream wise anyway. Otherwise, I play whatever during the day.
That's fair enough. So, what is your favorite? Like, you do go ahead and use a 3D model here when you stream. What is your favorite moment that throughout your entire VTubing career?
My favorite moment? Oh, geez. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun just by streaming in general, especially this past couple of years. I don't get a lot of views, but I've made a good amount of friends just by streaming. They come by, hang out, and they stick around. I've had one that became a mod for my channel, and then now we're streaming we play like Fortnite, and I guess we're gonna be playing Dead by Daylight on the next stream. But it went from a viewer to a mod to now a friend to play games with. It's one of the most amazing things about streaming is that the friendships you can make while doing it.
That is absolutely fair. I've even seen a lot of posts online where, I don't know whether it's pre-debut VTubers or not, but I've seen posts where people are saying how in the world can I make friends? And you mentioned that you've made a bunch of friends, so how do you make friends? Do you have any tips and pointers on that regard?
Honestly, if you find just a content creator that you enjoy, like the channels you like going to, even if you don't want to talk, even if you don't talk a lot, even then, just every now and then, just chiming in on a conversation, because most of the time they're not going to be like, this isn't for a conversation for you to come into. Like, they're not going to get mad at you for being a part of it. They would actually, a lot of streamers would actually encourage you to make friends with the other viewers in their chat. So like, it just, communication is one of the things. And if you're afraid, that's fine. That's, no one has to, you're not forced to do anything. Just sometimes even just being there is one of the best things you can do. Not everyone's super talkative. or they get nervous and they don't feel comfortable talking. So I mean, it makes sense. Like, not everyone's a go-getter, you know. No one likes to go out there and just talk, you know.
Not everyone's an extrovert. A lot of people are introverts, is what you're getting at.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, I'm not fully extroverted. I have a select, like, I pick when it comes to friends, I pick my friends very carefully. I'm very picky when it comes to who I have as my friend.
So speaking of friends and communities, like where other streamers are talking about making friends with those in the community, other, you know, chatters and whatnot. In a sense, even like the friends that you make along your journey are part of your community. And with that in mind, what are some major things that you've accomplished to you? Like, what are some major things that you've accomplished with your community?
Well, I mean, with my community, we're not superly communicative with each other, but with the friends that I have had that I do communicate a lot with, it's fun because you get to be yourself. You don't have to worry about being judged by other people. You pick fun at each other. You know, it's like how friendships usually go. You're gonna pick fun at each other. You're gonna someone you mess up, you're gonna get bugged for it, like, you know. But it's also a sense of support too, because especially when you find a group that you're close with, they're understanding when something goes wrong. They lend that ear to, or that, just the voice to say, I understand and I hope everything starts getting better, you know. Like, they're there for you. They give you the support as well. That's the one thing with communities that are really good, especially if they're really close knit. Like, they're going to be more supportive to helping you out when you need it, even if it's not like just for not even financial support or anything like that. Like, just being there.
So to provide, like, whether it's emotional support or like if you're feeling lonely, to give you the sense of
exactly,
you belong.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that if you find, and if there's other people that are in the streaming sphere as you, and you're having an issue, like with, say, your streaming issues, you're not having, if some stuff like software is not working properly and it's bumming you out, or you're just feeling down because you feel as though you're not doing as well. If you got people that are in the same streamings with streaming and stuff like that, they can also give you words of encouragement, or even they can just say, hey, you need to take a break, you know. So maybe you're just suffering from burnout. Maybe you should just take some time off, and just relax, you know. Sometimes you need to hear that.
Moving on a little bit to another question I have. Do you put on a character at all? Or are you your genuine self?
I'm a genuine self. Honestly, that was the whole thing. Like, you see content creators that have this lore and stuff like that. It's like, I'm not good with that. I'm not good with coming up with stuff like that, you know? Honestly, also, I feel like I should be myself when I'm doing this, because then I don't have to worry about, am I in character? Do I have to worry about this or that or whatever? You know, I can just be me. I'm just me the entire time. I'm not having to worry about anything else.
Um. So, how long have you been streaming? Out of curiosity.
Well, I came back to streaming on Twitch at around on my birthday in 2019. So I've been this will be about my 5th year coming up.
About 5 years. So that's a fair amount of time, and I do know that there are a lot of aspiring VTubers out there. Do you have any tips or word of advice for them?
Honestly, if you're upcoming for being a VTuber, don't worry about too much about how your character design is going to be for right now. A lot of people, you can make better content if you focus more on the actual gaming aspect or whatever you're trying to do first. And even if you have to do like even just the PNG, that's really all you do. You don't have to worry about spending a lot of money. You could focus on the game. Like I said, you could focus on the gameplay that you want. You don't have to worry about having the expensive 3D model, 2D models. You don't have to have like a fancy design yet. You don't have to go flashy at first. You want to see if streaming is for you first, because it can be very costly when it comes to being a VTuber, especially if you want the higher you pay, you're generally going to get better quality of products. So I mean, if honestly, with this booth the model that I'm currently using, it's not expensive to get, but you do have to. But if you want to do more with it, you got to pay more for like hair designs, clothing changes, and stuff like that. That builds up.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of, Here, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, really, even if you wanted to do like a 3D model or something like that, honestly, I would recommend going on Booth or Gumroad or something and finding something that looks something that you would like to do. And it's not going to break the bank. You're not having to pay, because like the custom Live 2D and 3D models can go up to $2,000 or even higher than that for those. So I mean,
right. And speaking of which, I mean, I know that there are so there's like the site called Pick Crew where you can do character customization. Not everything there can be used for VTubing. But some of them do say like you can use them for like a PNG for VTubing or profile pic or whatever. But they allow you to customize and kind of get an idea of what you want your character to look like. But you mentioned like $2,000 and whatnot. And before we started this interview, I went ahead and mentioned how, some of today's drama has been kind of interesting. One of the pieces of drama that I was looking at involved a VTuber not paying their keeping up on their monthly payments for their VTuber model, and the artist was talking about it, and they said that by the end of the year the person owes like $6,000, and this is just a 2D VTuber. This isn't 3D or anything.
Well, it's a 2D VTuber with different, like a bunch of custom assets
apparently
for the model
40
and everything else like that. Oh my god, I can't even think about doing something like that. I'm having a fun enough time just trying to get my 3D model to work properly without having to worry about like any extra toggles or anything else like that.
All right, so
it can be very expensive. It's a very expensive thing, but that, like I said, that's why I say you should stream first and see if you like it. Like even if you, before deciding to become a VTuber, you could just do no webcam. You could just play games and just have a microphone and talk, or even if you're a mute streamer. There's a lot of big streamers that don't talk.
And
they don't talk, they don't have a webcam or anything, but they still get high views and stuff like that. The reason why they say doing for that though is because they do more than just play games. And a lot of content creators even say, like, you don't just focus on streaming. You should focus on doing, like, making shorter form content, like making 10-minute videos or something, and posting those up on like sites like YouTube, or making shorts and stuff like that to use for like TikTok, Instagram.
Although
like that,
10 minutes is considered long form content.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, that minimum 10 minutes is usually what they would recommend you using for when you're uploading, like, longer form content. But you need to spread out more than just streaming, because I'm making the mistake as well of just streaming. I need to be doing out more content and stuff like that. I probably would be a lot more higher up, a little bit more in views if I had actually put myself out there more out there.
But
like I said, I stream for fun, not for making money.
Right. And speaking of, streamers who don't go streaming mute and have a bunch of viewers, one of our future guests actually started out that way, in which they did not talk. The closest thing that they did to talking was typing in chat while they're streaming. And right now, I believe they're using a AI voice thing, using a probably voice mod, to be honest. I'll have to ask them about that later. But there's another perspective that you can look forward to in a future spotlight.
Well, and that's the thing with something with the program like voice mod. It's not an expensive program to pay for to unlock everything on it, and you only need to. And they have it to where you only need to pay once, and everything's unlocked for good, even stuff that comes out later on. And so, even if you don't want to share your own voice, there's the voice mod that can change your voice. There's some people that just use text to speech for it, that shows up with like text to speech and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And some of the people I know who, started out mute, they started out mute because English isn't their first language. And they definitely did not feel confident in their English speaking skills, which makes complete sense.
No, that's understandable.
And so you went ahead and mentioned like making content on different platforms, not just, streaming on Twitch. And I know some YouTubers, for instance, making YouTube videos completely faceless. Like, they've never shown their face, they've never done VTuber models or PNGs or anything, and they still have, tens or hundreds of thousands of subs on YouTube. So there's many different avenues to branch out. And with that being said, where can people find you? What platforms can they find you on?
My main platform of streaming choice is right now on my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/JChavez Sorry. I also have a YouTube channel that I was streaming on there before, but now I figure I better use that for just my long form content. It's youtube.com, and then at JChavezVT. That's the same thing for that. And then I've also been doing multi-streaming onto Kick as well under the same username of JChavesVT. I kind of try and get myself out there on different platforms, not trying to just rely on just Twitch, because Twitch is a nice platform. It's a great platform. It's just that there's a lot more competition, and that's another reason why you should be branching out to other platforms, is because it's hard to get discovered on Twitch unless you can get followed or you get noticed by the right people.
That could be fair.
It's all work. You have to put in the work for it. Otherwise, if you're not putting in the work for it, you're not going to succeed. That's just general rule of thumb. You get is what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can never be as popular as the Frostyfrog right now.
I'm not popular. Hopefully that changes someday, but this is more about
it's a
you
process.
guys. The whole spotlight here is like you guys are in the spotlight.
You do if you make friends with you don't even make friends with just the streamers. Like, you can make some very good friends just by hanging out with people. Like, that's just, you know.
All right, it's getting kind of late here. As we sign off for the day, is there anything else you'd like to say to our fans?
I'm just, first off, thank you all so much for all the support that you've been giving. It means so much to me, even if you're just lurking in the channel. I appreciate everyone who comes by. It doesn't matter what you do or anything else like that. As long as you don't, no drama or anything, but just come by, hang out, support. It all matters. I appreciate you all so much from the bottom of my heart, and I can never stop thanking you all so much, because I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't getting if I didn't have anyone showing up for the support.
Fair enough. And save the drama for the drama tubers. They need the content.
Hey, they do better than I do, so.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And let's, see you for the next Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in. Today's episode of VTuber Spotlight was brought to you by our lovely Ko-fi supporters, and we hope that you enjoyed it. We'd love to hear about what your thoughts were in the comments section, and if you enjoyed today's Spotlight, don't forget to drop a like, and if you want to be here for the next one, don't forget to subscribe! Subscribe. I meant subscribe. Anyways, thank you, and have a good day.